Hello, devoted days of our lives faithful. It's us again, your passionate guides at the TV Days Drama Digest channel, the ultimate hub for all things Salem drama, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping twists. We've been glued to our screens alongside you for years, dissecting every tearful confession in the Brady pub, every explosive confrontation in the DiMera mansion, and every life-altering secret that bubbles up from the Horton family tree. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most heart-wrenching and suspense-laden storylines brewing in Salem right now, the perilous path of young Thomas DiMera. Could his involvement in a web of manipulation and grief lead to a devastating accident? Might this innocent boy, Chad DiMera's son, and the last living link to the late Abigail, plunge into a coma, or worse, meet his untimely end? And at the dark heart of it all lurks Rachel Black, a girl shattered by loss and desperation. Is her influence the catalyst for tragedy? Buckle up, Salemites, because we're about to unpack this explosive narrative in exhaustive, dramatic detail. We'll explore the characters' backstories, the psychological undercurrents, the potential plot twists, and why this could be the gut-punch storyline that leaves fans reeling for months. Let's discuss it together. Spoiler alerts ahead, theories galore, and a plea to the writers. Please, don't break our hearts too badly. To truly grasp the gravity of Thomas's potential downfall, we must first journey back into the labyrinthine history of the DiMera family, a clan synonymous with power, betrayal, and unrelenting tragedy in days of our lives. Thomas Jack Devereaux DiMera, born in 2015 amid the chaos of Salem's endless cycles of love and loss, is no ordinary child. He's the son of Chad DiMera, the brooding heir to Stefano DiMera's empire, and the beloved Abigail Devereaux, whose multiple deaths and resurrections have become legendary in soap lore. Abigail's final, heartbreaking demise in 2022. Stabbed in a fit of rage by her own alter ego during a psychotic break, left Chad shattered, raising Thomas and his sister Charlotte in a fog of grief that has lingered like a perpetual storm over the town square. Thomas, now a wide-eyed preteen with his father's dark hair and his mother's compassionate spirit, has always been portrayed as the beacon of purity in the DiMera darkness. Remember those tender scenes where Chad tucks him in at night, whispering promises of a normal life despite the family's cursed bloodline? Or the family outings to the Horton cabin, where Thomas's laughter briefly pierces the gloom of Salem's perpetual winter? Yet, innocence in this town is a fragile illusion. Thomas has already witnessed horrors that would traumatize adults, the explosive arguments between his parents, the revelations of Abigail's mental health struggles, and the constant shadow of E.J. DiMera, his uncle, whose machinations have endangered the family time and again. Fast forward to October 2025, and Thomas finds himself ensnared in a conspiracy that echoes the classic days tropes of manipulation and forbidden alliances. His father, Chad, is tentatively stepping back into the world of romance with Kat Green, a fresh face in Salem, introduced as a compassionate nurse with her own baggage from a mysterious past. Kat represents hope for Chad, a chance to heal, to build a blended family, to move beyond the ghost of Abigail that haunts every corner of the DiMera mansion. But in true soap fashion, happiness is fleeting. Enter the puppeteer, Rachel Black, Thomas's classmate and a girl whose soul has been fractured by an avalanche of personal tragedies. Oh, Rachel, where do we even begin with this whirlwind of a character? Portrayed with raw intensity by a young actress who captures the turmoil of adolescence amplified by Salem's supernatural drama, Rachel is the daughter of Brady Black and Kristen DiMera. Yes, that Kristen. The scheming vixen whose love for Brady has birthed more chaos than a Horton DiMera wedding. Rachel's life has been a roller coaster of highs and crushing lows, making her the perfect storm of vulnerability and volatility. Let's paint the picture in vivid, heart-rending detail. Just months ago, Rachel was dealt a double blow that would shatter anyone: the death of her grandfather, John Black, in a suspicious accident that reeks of foul play, Was it really a car crash or another DiMera hit? John, the stoic ICE agent and family patriarch, was Rachel's rock, teaching her to ride a bike in the park, sharing stories of his adventures, and promising her a world beyond Salem's intrigue. His funeral scene was a masterclass in soap emotion, Brady cradling a sobbing Rachel as Marlena wept silently. The Black family clan gathered in black under a dreary sky, with whispers of conspiracy already swirling. Compounding this grief is the imprisonment of her mother, Kristen. Locked away in Statesville for her latest scheme, something involving a stolen orchid and a faked death. Classic Kristen, she's left Rachel feeling abandoned and furious. Imagine the little girl visiting her mom behind glass partitions, Kristen's manicured hands pressing against the barrier as she vows revenge on the world that separated them. Rachel internalizes this rage, her once playful demeanor twisting into something darker. But the trauma doesn't stop there. Rachel is haunted literally and figuratively by the shooting of E.J. DiMera. Recall that pulse-pounding episode, E.J., gunned down in the DiMera living room amid a heated family dispute over control of the empire. Thomas, hiding in the shadows, perhaps peeking from the grand staircase, witnessed the blood pooling on the marble floor, E.J.'s gasps echoing through the halls. The boy was traumatized, nightmares plaguing his sleep, but Rachel? She was there too, her connection to the DiMeras through her mother making the event personal. In her mind, the shooting symbolizes the endless cycle of violence that claims everyone she loves. Flashbacks show her replaying the moment in her head, the bang, the screams, Thomas's wide-eyed terror mirroring her own suppressed panic. This perfect storm of loss has transformed Rachel into a master manipulator, a mini Kristen in training. Her breakdown isn't subtle, it's a volcanic eruption. Picture the scenes. Rachel alone in her room at the Black family home, surrounded by John's old photos and Kristen's discarded jewelry, tears streaming as she smashes a vase in fury. Or at school, where she isolates herself, her eyes hollow, plotting her next move. She's convinced that love is the enemy, that new relationships destroy families. And who better to recruit than Thomas, her classmate and fellow survivor of DiMera drama? Now let's dissect the conspiracy that's pushing Thomas toward the abyss. It all ignites in the hallowed halls of Salem Elementary, or whatever passes for normal schooling in this town of resurrections. Rachel, spotting Chad's budding romance with Kat Green, sees red. Kat is everything Rachel fears, a threat to the fragile status quo, a woman who could replace the maternal figures in Thomas's life and, by extension, dilute the DiMera legacy that ties into her own twisted family tree. Rachel's tactic is insidious and brilliantly soap operatic. She preys on Thomas's lingering grief over Abigail. "Your mom would hate seeing your dad with her," she whispers during recess, her voice a venomous lullaby under the swinging playground chains. She convinces Thomas to sabotage the relationship, classic kid meddling amplified to dangerous levels. Remember the episode where Thomas accidentally spills juice on Kat's dress during a family dinner? Or when he hides Chad's phone to prevent a romantic call? These acts seem childish at first, but Rachel escalates. She repeats patterns from her own life. Years ago, she manipulated Brady's exes, planting doubts and forging notes to drive them away. It's an inherited skill, Kristen style. But here's where the drama turns deadly. Thomas, eager to please his new friend and cling to his mother's memory, dives deeper. Recent episodes show him sneaking out to meet Rachel in secretive spots, the abandoned warehouse by the docks, the foggy park at dusk, where she coaches him on more extreme measures. "Make her leave forever," Rachel urges, her eyes wild with manic grief. Thomas, torn between loyalty to his dad and the thrill of rebellion, complies. He's put in danger already, a close call crossing a busy Salem street while fleeing a confrontation, or hiding in the DiMera tunnels where ghosts of past villains lurk. Rachel's breakdown peaks in a chilling scene, alone after a therapy session, forced by Brady. She hallucinates John's voice warning her, or Kristen's laughter mocking her weakness. This psychological unraveling makes her reckless. She drags Thomas into riskier schemes, perhaps tampering with Kat's car brakes in a nod to classic soap accidents, or luring Chad into a trap that backfires spectacularly. #### the precipice of tragedy, accident, coma, or death. Darlings, this is where our hearts race and tissues come out. Will Thomas pay the ultimate price for his proximity to Rachel's chaos? The signs are ominous, screaming days of our lives tragedy in neon lights. Imagine the setup, a stormy night in Salem, because when isn't it storming when doom approaches? Thomas, guilt-ridden after a failed sabotage that hurts Kat emotionally, confides in Rachel. She, in a fit of desperation, convinces him to run away together. We'll start over, away from all the adults ruining everything. They sneak out, perhaps to the bluffs overlooking the river, a spot infamous for accidents. Remember Andre's fall. The accident could unfold in excruciating slow-motion detail, thunder cracking, rain slashing like knives. Thomas slips on the wet rocks while Rachel, in a panic, tries to pull him back. Or perhaps a car chase ensues. Chad, discovering their absence, pursues in his sleek DiMera vehicle, leading to a high-speed collision. Thomas, unprotected in Rachel's hasty getaway plan, takes the brunt. We envision the crash, metal twisting, glass shattering, Thomas's small body hurled into darkness. Waking in the hospital, University Hospital, of course, with Kayla Brady at the helm, the diagnosis is grim, severe head trauma, internal bleeding. Chad at his bedside, clutching Thomas's hand, flashbacks to Abigail's deathbed intercut with please, fight son. Don't leave me like your mother did. The coma sets in, monitors beeping erratically, family gathering in the waiting room. Brady blames himself for not seeing Rachel's pain. Kristen, perhaps escaping prison in a twist, demands access. But death? Oh, the drama if Thomas flatlines. The funeral would be epic. DiMera versus Hortons in mourning, accusations flying. Rachel, racked with guilt, confesses everything, her breakdown complete. Or does she spiral further, blaming Kat and igniting a revenge arc? Substantiation from canon, Days loves child in peril stories. Think Sierra's kidnappings or Parker's poisons. Thomas's near misses already build tension. Rachel's history mirrors young Sammy's manipulations, hinting at escalation. #### fan theories and emotional stakes. Why this hurts so much. Fans, let's theorize wildly. Could Rachel redeem herself by saving Thomas, leading to a friendship forged in fire? Or does she vanish, presumed guilty, setting up a who ran over the kid mystery? Perhaps supernatural elements, Abigail's ghost warning Chad? Emotionally, this stakes everything. Thomas is Chad's future. Losing him destroys the DiMera redemption arc. For Rachel, it's a coming-of-age tragedy or villain origin. Is Thomas doomed? Will Rachel's danger consume him? Share your thoughts below. We're in this together. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.